The 2024 wide receiver class is the best of the last 10 years. With 3 top 10 projected picks and plenty of depth, it has potential to truly restock the NFL with elite wide receivers, with the likes of Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans on the way out. So let's discuss the top 4 consensus receivers in this class. Ohio State's Marvin Harrison Jr. is the obvious wide receiver 1 in this draft class. At 6'4", 205 pounds, he is a physical freak with great play strength, but still manages to move incredibly fluidly. His otherworldly body control is able to change at angles to track down any ball, and is an elite jump ball threat. While it's pretty obvious that he would be an elite jump ball threat with his insane physical traits, what's not obvious is how good he is at getting after the ball at the sideline and adjusting to just bad throws, which he saw a lot of playing at Ohio State with McCord throwing him the ball. If there's one area of his game that he really needs to work on, it's his short route running. It's not bad, but for him to be an elite receiver in the NFL, which I 100% believe he will be, he definitely needs to improve his short route running. And while this is a bit of a deficiency in his game, it's not a big deal. He doesn't really excel on the run after catch, despite having really good game speed for someone of his size. But there's no questions about it. Marvin Harrison is an S-tier prospect, the first of this class that I've broken down. And I compare him to a larger DeAndre Hopkins, which is perfect because I believe he's going to be playing for the Arizona Cardinals. And when we watch back the film of Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best connections that we've seen in the NFL over the last 5 years, I think Marvin Harrison's game is going to translate so perfectly to that offense and to the NFL, and I expect him to have a 1,200-yard rookie season. Along with the elite hands, the deep threat ability, the body control, the other reason I compare him to DeAndre Hopkins is because every time he steps onto the field, he brings this aura, this energy, this confidence that he believes he's the best player on the field at all times, and he 100% believes that he's better than whoever he's lined up across from. Something that DeAndre Hopkins also carried with him, and something that I hope Marvin brings with him to the NFL because it's an elite trait. Moving down south to discuss LSU's Malik Nabers, and I absolutely love this guy. Much like the LSU legends before him, he is elite after the catch. He's incredibly thick in the lower half. He can make guys miss, he can blow past guys, and he can run through guys. He's also able to leverage these traits into elite route running, where he's able to start-stop at an elite level. He changes speeds without missing a beat, and he's just overall smooth as it gets when running these routes. I mean, you watch the way he comes out of his breaks, it doesn't look like he's trying. It looks so simple, but the DBs are getting absolutely lost out there. Although I will say he should deepen his route tree a little bit more. He's a little limited. He's been elite as an X receiver and also as a slot receiver, which is what every NFL team is looking for nowadays. The other 2 knocks I have against his game is 1, he never really faced press coverage in college, so it's hard to know if he'll be able to stack at an elite level in the NFL. He's also good, not great, at making contested catches. And as you can see, these aren't really knocks as much as they are just things he doesn't do at an amazing level, because everything else he truly does. He is an A+ prospect to me. He comps out to A.J. Brown, who's my favorite college receiver of all time. So it's not hard to see why I love this guy so much. But also, like I mentioned, with Hopkins and Marvin Harrison carrying that same energy, Malik Nabers brings that same energy that A.J. Brown does, in the sense that he's always having fun and he's too cool. Going back up north to discuss Washington's Odunze, and right away you're going to notice the trend with this draft class is tall receivers with shockingly great speed, and none of those guys speak to it more than Odunze, who at 6'3", 215 is rumored to have run a 4.34, and it 100% translates in game, and you see it on every single play. He combines this elite speed with elite vision to become an elite run after catch receiver, which is not common of a receiver with his stature. Although he lacks the ability to break tackles due to his size, he's still one of the most dominant run after catch receivers in this class. But his best trait, in my opinion, is how great he is against zone coverage. Whether it be match, whether it be soft, he's able to find the soft spots in the zone and either just sit in them or leverage the defenders away from him to break wide open. And like we just mentioned, once he gets the ball in his hands, it's night-night for the defense. And that 6'3", you know he's already going to be great at the point of attack. No questions about that. We've seen him make some ridiculous catches. But when he faces more physical defenders, he's able to be slowed down sometimes and not necessarily get to his spots to attack the ball at an elite level. He also just does not have a good release package at all. He struggles in every facet of the release. He's bad with hand fighting, he wastes a lot of steps, and is consistently just out-physicaled at the line of scrimmage and just struggles to get off the line consistently. He could also use some work expanding his route tree. It is pretty limited. But overall, he's a very intriguing player. I have him as a B+ prospect. And with his rare combination of great size and great after-catch ability, I compare him to Michael Pittman Jr. I see this as a home run comparison. Guys who are really big and able to make tough catches, but really just thrive in the run after catch situations. And lastly, we're going to close this video out with Keon Coleman, the 6'4", 215-pound receiver, and he plays every bit like it. He's the best contested catch receiver I've seen since Jamar Chase. He's elite in the jump ball situations. He's also elite at just contested catches in traffic. This guy is able to just sky out there to make ridiculous one-handed catches. He fights through contact consistently. He gets a lot of and-one catches. And he's just an absolute monster. Spectacular is the word that comes to mind when discussing Keon Coleman. He is the most spectacular receiver in this class. He just consistently is able to make ridiculous catches. While his long speed does leave a bit to be desired, although I don't see that being an issue, as we've seen plenty of receivers, specifically Davante Adams, Mike Evans, Mike Williams, be elite deep threats without elite long speed. Just like Davante Adams, his elite agility for someone of that size, and he also is just really good at jumping, and he tries hurdles a lot of the time, which I find kind of funny. I don't really think it helps that much, but it shows that he is able to counteract that not so great long speed with really great agility. He also possesses an elite diamond release, and he's really great at getting off the line when using it, but he does need to add a couple more releases to refine that package, and he just needs to refine his route running overall. It's kind of rigid, but it's not bad at all. It's good, but he needs to get it to that great level. He's an A-tier prospect for me, and my favorite comparison of this whole video. This is George Pickens 2.0, no questions asked. Personality, play style wise, physique, this is George Pickens 2.0. An overall absolutely loaded wide receiver class. Out of these four, I gotta go with Marvin Harrison as the best, Malik Nabers at the 2. I'm gonna put Keon Coleman over Odunze to take that number 3 spot. But this class just has the ability to, like I said in the beginning, truly restock the NFL, to replenish the NFL's X receiver positions and become the faces of this league. Nowadays in the NFL, you need an elite X receiver, and you also need that X receiver to be able to play anywhere on the field, because defenses are getting smarter and smarter, so offenses are adjusting as so. This receiver class is going to be the one that truly restocks the NFL with elite receivers to come, alongside Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
I'm a rock star, I can't help it, even on trap beats. I'm so high, I take a whole, not a half beat.